Greetings, this is Dickie Adams with Pocketnow.com, and today we're going to look at some of the software functionality of the Sidekick 4G from T-Mobile. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. The default interface on the T-Mobile Sidekick 4G is a skin from Samsung. It is not running Froyo as the default interface. But overall, I have to say, even with these three simple buttons over here and the relatively simple interface, I mean, it does have some widget options and some functions we'll get back to in just a moment. While it seems very simple, and for the majority of us, myself included, would probably replace this with something like ADW or Launcher Pro. The person that might pick this up for $99, your average Joe on the street, or your girlfriend, or your mom, or your wife, or etc., even yourself, this interface does work really efficiently and is actually pretty fast, considering it's one of the fastest skins that I've seen in a long time. Phone, contacts, etc. The only complaint that I have so far as the interface goes is that the phone only launches, and we can see you got the keyboard popped out here, only launches in portrait mode. It doesn't have a landscape functionality. But that aside, pretty straightforward. Some of the widgets that are included that are different are this feeds and update link. Unfortunately, it only updates once per day. That's it. There's no option to update it more than once. If you go here to the settings, auto refresh, once a day is all you get. You can have Facebook, MySpace. Why anybody would be updating, choosing that, I just don't know. Twitter as your options. I would probably lose this if this was my phone. I would lose this pretty quickly. This is sticky notes, and what it does is it saves some of your favorite text messages. I've just pulled the first one here from the activation of the phone, just to give you an example. And then when you close the link here, it removes that unstuck message, and then you can see that again. Again, not terribly useful unless you enjoy reviewing messages from somebody special. Blank spot there. Down here at the bottom, it's a little hard to see in this particular view. This is your indicator, your page indicator as you move across. Google. It's got a different media room as the widget here. It's nice because it brings everything together, and we'll come back to that in just a minute. And then last here we have our settings, and then another blank one over there. If we go into the menu and we choose reorder, we can see all of the pop-ups here. Because it doesn't have, because the home button is assigned to other things, pressing and holding the home button will bring down the notification window, and not the no double tap to bring up multiple icons like you would see on ADW. Not a big loss of functionality, but important to note. This background with the color scheme can be adjusted in the settings. Let's go into there and take a look at what options we have there. And we'll start with that particular one, the themes. And there are several themes that you have choice rotated on this again. The default, red, and kind of a greenish, and whitish blue, brown, and kind of a denim blue color, more of a tan brown, and then the really funky green and magenta piece. So they all have their own individual names, but the easiest way to describe them is like I just did. So you can select one of these other options, and by highlighting it, it will automatically change all of the interface for this. So you can see over here the color scheme changed and my background changed. The widgets don't change, but some of the other icons and the buttons and pop downs didn't change the notification bar, as you can see there. Other options in the settings, just going back up to the top, Drive Smart, which is kind of like the Vlingo Drive app. It allows you to send text messages while you're driving, or enable Bluetooth and auto responses to tell people that you're on the road. There is a pro version for automatic driving detection that's not included. Also in here that's different from other items is the jump key settings. And it allows you to assign shortcuts to the jump key. Some of these already exist within Froyo anyway, but it's nice to have a dedicated button. I don't know if it's nice enough to lose the search button, but it is functional especially in this landscape format. Lock screen shortcut is when you swipe up away from the screen. We'll come back to that in just a second. LED settings allows you to change the color icons or the color LEDs that are right up here in the corner, and the blink options for how often they blink and when they blink. And otherwise, it's pretty straightforward here. Talking just briefly about the software, and I know I talked about the battery life a little bit in the hardware review, but I can't believe how well that this does in battery. And it's not very many calls today, but I had a day and 15 hours on Friday into Saturday with about 3 hours with the phone calls, and compared to my Epic, the battery had been dead by then. So still an amazing amount of battery life for normal use. Now, I'm not trying to go through and do a massive turn on Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, everything, run video till it dies type mode. I just don't think that's realistic in a testing scenario, and looking for real world testing here. So your version is, of course, 2.2.1 right now. Nothing too surprising in here. Let's take a look at that lock screen. So by default, sliding down will unlock the phone. Sliding up will launch the jump key settings. And if we turn this back to here and do the same thing, when I swipe up, launches there. And then I can assign what that shortcut is going to be. So let's say I want it to open up the photo options. And I can tell it, I'm just going to pick a random one here. Come back to those in a second. Swipe up, launches the photo. So speaking briefly about the text messaging or the communication functionality of the T-Mobile Sidekick 4G, when you create a new message here, you've got the option to automatically change the type of message to attach media directly from one interface, and smiley faces and that sort of thing. There are options in here. And for those of you looking to turn this off, and I noticed that in another review that someone mentioned that you can't turn off the default messaging. That's sort of true, but if you turn off the notifications, just like on the rest of the Samsung models, you won't see the notification pop up on the screen, and you can use something like HandSent or other MMS messaging systems if you like, and you won't see the double messaging option. Group messaging allows you to send text messages to a group of people rather than a single individual, and then all the text messages back and forth from that group get sent back and forth to each other. It's got kind of a list options, and it's got some functionality to stop the list or tell it not to send you any more notifications for the next hour, etc. The T-Mobile Sidekick does have the ability to do Wi-Fi calling, which you can see here. But here's the rub. It actually still uses your minutes. And if it's using your minutes and you've got a cell signal at all, then why would you use your Wi-Fi? So let's look at some of the other apps that are included by default. There is an app pack that's included, kind of some default apps from T-Mobile. The mini diary here is to kind of keep your own mini diary, daily diary on your phone if you like. Can't see myself doing that, but if you like that sort of thing, then so be it. The My Device functionality is actually really great because it does give you the actual battery meter along with other information about the device, such as how long the device has been running. I did like that. T-Mobile Mall is just like a marketplace, but for the Sidekick 4G directly. Telenav, GPS nav. Once you've seen the GPS nav of Telenav, it's pretty much the same on every device. it does include the quick video chat here for the front-facing video camera or rear, depending what you like to have it set up. We already talked about the Universal Composer and the T-Mobile TV. Visual voicemail is also included. Wi-Fi calling we also talked about. The one thing we didn't really go into very much is this, well, I mean, other than the Media Hub, which is just like every other Samsung device, Media Hub, so we're going to skip that. But the Media Room does include Slacker Radio, all of your video kind of function, user and bandwidth cloud provided, and music functionality all in one slick package. So that's nice to have. The other nice thing that we didn't talk about is the cloud texting, which allows you to get access to your text messages from the web rather than having to have your device right near you. That wraps up our software portion of the Sidekick 4G review. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thanks for watching.